Good morning. Welcome to today's very early morning vlog. It is 4:30 in the morning on a Friday and I'm getting into the office for the day. So as you know, that means it's going to be a very long day. So much to do today. I'm going to go ahead and get everything turned on. My laptop set back up. It's just sitting here waiting on me. Put some stuff away, some new shirts, take some pictures. Well, I probably won't do that till later. Eat some breakfast and just get prepped for the day. It's super early. As you can see, I did not clean up at all after yesterday. So lots to pick up, lots to do before I can actually get started. Hey guys, good morning. Let's zoom that out a little ways this early. Alright, it is about 4:45 now. You saw me come in here about 4:30. I woke up just before 4. My alarm is going to go off at like 4:15 anyways, because I have so much to do today and I have to be gone part of the day. So I just tallied up. I have 25 jackets, 11 shirts, and an Easter bunny to do. I actually have 2 Easter baskets I wanted to get done today because they're expected to ship Monday, and I just wanted to get them done so I could get photos and stuff done, but I'm not going to get to those today, just reality. Yeah, even starting this early. This is definitely when a couple more machines would pay off, but we work with what we've got, right? So lots to do. All my files are set up, so I'm ready to go in that front. I just spent the last few minutes answering messages that came in overnight, printing off some orders for next week that came in the past couple days. I did not print the ones that came in overnight. I'll deal with those on Sunday night or Monday, to be honest. But otherwise, I'm pretty much ready to go. It's gonna be a long day. Like I said, 25 jackets, that's a lot. Actually, it's the 11 kids shirts that it's gonna slow me down, because that's gonna take up more than one machine all day. Definitely less profitable to do those, but it is what it is. I enjoy doing that part. So let's go ahead and get started. I'm going to do as much quiet work as I can for as long as I can. I'm going to go and prep all my fabric for all my appliques, get my kids' shirts prepped, ready, hooped as much as I can, get stabilizer cut, you know, all the things, pick up from yesterday because there's, you know, just random stuff laying around. Do all of that I can for as long as I can, and then I do have to be gone this morning, so my plan of attack's kind of to go ahead and do as many of these shirts as possible, even if I use all 3 machines, which I probably will. Do as many of those as possible this morning before we leave, and then before we leave, set one going on each machine so I can stitch as we're leaving and hopefully finish while we're gone. Yes, I leave my machines running when I'm not here. I'm brave, I know. It's only backfired on me a couple times over the years, so hopefully that'll help with time. I probably won't get back until like noon. Yeah. And I'll try to get the rest of it finished this afternoon. It probably won't all ship today, but at least it'll be done, hopefully, so I can ship in the morning. So I'm behind from where I want to be for the week. Not necessarily like behind on ship dates, but always behind on what needs to ship by Friday. So when I run the 1 week production time, that puts a ton of orders to ship every Friday. And I write out a schedule for myself every week, like, okay, I'm doing these orders on this day, these orders on this day, to kind of space it out and just make it more manageable for myself. If I see that plan in advance, you know I'm not going to get stuck with, you know, 40 items to do come Friday. It's helpful, but then that also gives me some wiggle room that if I do, I can as much as I can get done on Friday. I mean, I can't do everything on Friday every week, but it just helps me plan. And that way, if I know I have to be gone a certain day, I can kind of plan around that, get orders out the day before, kind of just adjust my workload for the week depending on what I have going on. But let's go ahead and get, like I said, all the quiet work done that I can, and then I'm just going to go ahead and start applique, even it probably way before everyone's awake in the house. Hopefully it doesn't wake anyone. And yes, my daughter has a sound machine in her room. Yes, it helps. No, it does not prevent it from waking her up, unfortunately. I get that suggestion every time I mention that. The only good solution is to not have my office directly underneath their bedroom, and that's just not a reality right now. So maybe someday when I get a bigger office in a different house or a different place or whatever, but for now this is what I have and what we're working with, and we're gonna go for that. So let's go ahead and get started. I do need to do like the daily maintenance on the machines. I flipped them on already. Transfer the designs over, like I said, clean up, prep my applique fabrics, do all those things that I can that's kind of quiet for as long as possible, and then actually get started on these shirts. So one thing I do not typically do that I am going to do today, this morning, is pre-cut some of my applique fabric using my Cameo. I have a video from like a year ago. It's very specific, detailed, step-by-step on that. I'll try to link it up above somewhere for you guys if you're interested in that. Since I'm using satin stitches, I do not do an offset. So it's the exact same size as the like placement, or the placement stitches. I just use the placement stitch to as my outline for my cutting, and I'm going to go ahead and cut these. It's just a few of them. I'm not doing all of them. Some of them are super easy to trim and fast, but these ones that take a little bit longer, or that I do over and over frequently, I just went ahead and set up the files. I use Sew What Pro to save them as an SVG, and then I open them up in my Silhouette software, and then I'm going to send them over. I'm going to arrange them on the mat here and send them over to my machine next. So here is our cut pieces. Hopefully this will help us go faster. I usually cut with the backing still on the fabric, but hopefully these mats are not too sticky. Okay, because I've had it pull off the heat and bond line on the back, but it did not this time. I do use light grip mats, so that helps with that. Hopefully it cut through all this. This is a different fabric type. This is seersuckers. I'm honestly, now that I'm thinking about it, I don't know if it's going to cut all the way through. I'm going to have to trim that up with my scissors just a tiny bit here and there, so I'm going to set that one aside. But the regular cotton should be fine. It should have cut through the fabric, but not always all the way through the backing. That's exactly what I want. And see, now I can just place these all down. I'm going to run the placement stitches on my machine, take the hoop off, take it over to my ironing, iron all these down, and then from there I can just proceed on to the satin stitches. No need to trim there on the machine or anything, step by step. That is the benefit of cutting ahead of time. Like I said, unless I'm doing a lot of one thing or something super intricate, I don't usually do this. I don't find that it's super time saving for me. But we'll give it a try today and see if it helps. Like I said, I had some extra time this morning where I'm just trying to get everything prepped and ready. I'm getting ready to start the machines though. It's right at 6 o'clock now. Everyone's usually up by 7. So even if I wake my daughter up, it's not that big of a deal at this point. So I had just enough fabric. I actually need 2 of these unicorns, but I had enough fabric for 3, so I did cut 3. I went back and added another one, and I saw there was going to be enough. Just since I already have the file up, I'll have one pre-done for probably next week. I'm sure I have an order for one for next week. There we go. And this is another one where the fabric was already prepped, so I didn't have the backing on it. But this light grip mat seems to do okay. It didn't pull any of it off. You can see in the past it's pulled off some of that heat and bond light backing, and it's stuck to it and it's hard to get off. So I just leave it. Some of these mats are getting old, so they're not very sticky anymore, and that's actually kind of helpful. I want them sticky enough where it holds the fabric in place so it doesn't shift, but not so sticky where it's peeling off the heat and bond light, either the backing or the actual heat and bond light. So both of these are the ones that have the pre-cut fabric. I let them run both tack down and placement. If this was a design I was going to do this frequently on, I'd probably just go in and keep only one of those since I wouldn't need it. But I just went ahead and let them both run. Now I'm going to take my applique pre-cut pieces over to the ironing board and iron them on with my Amazon cow looking mini knockoff Cricut press. So my iron's actually already warm. I'm just going to use it instead of my little mini press that I was referencing. It's just like a knockoff version of the Cricut mini easy press. It looks like a cow. It's so cute. I did highlight that in a video, I don't know, last summer. And if anyone's interested, I can get you a link to that or something similar, but it's on Amazon. So I'm going to go ahead and iron these down. Like I said, my iron's warm. Since I'm using a fast frame, I just grabbed some of the fabric I cut earlier just to kind of raise it up in the middle so I'm not pushing down on the tearaway that I have taped to the fast frame. This is when it's a tiny bit easier with that mini press, but no big deal. I'm basically Need to take the backing off first. That'd be the good thing to do. Kind of forgot I didn't do that already. Usually it comes off when I peel it off the mat, so I think that's maybe why I didn't do it. All right, should stick much better now. Let's go ahead and get this all pressed on. So you just saw me hoop this shirt, and you did see me use water-soluble stabilizer as well as 2 pieces of poly mesh. That's just because of the design I'm using. This is a super old design. I know how it stitches. I've used this for probably 8 or 9 years. Honestly, this baseball is not well digitized. Now that I know how to digitize, I should probably just go in and remake it, but I never have. So it pulls really bad. And the wording isn't the best either, but it's not one I sell terribly often anymore. I used to sell a ton of these. But now that, you know, vinyl and sublimation, I don't sell as many of these anymore as I used to when I first started. So I just know how to compensate. 2 layers of the poly mesh plus the tearaway like I normally do. And then I use the water soluble at least there with the baseball. It's going to run the baseball fill stitch first, then the baseball laces, and then I have it stop so I can check everything, so that way I'm not wasting an entire shirt in 45 minutes if something would be off registration there to start with. I can go ahead and fix any issues before it goes on to the rest and doesn't wrinkle up the whole shirt, because I've had it do that before too many times. So another quick update, it's just before 8 a.m. Hopefully you can even hear me. I've got this one going now. This is a sketch stitch Easter one. Another one of these unicorn birthday ones. This is an Easter one. I'm getting ready to start like any minute because this one's literally almost done. Actually, this one might be done first. I only have 3 mighty hoops, so that's why they're just sitting there prepped. I also have another Easter one over here to do. Just no hoop for it yet. I do use my jerky hoops, the 8x8 or 9x9, but they have a little bit more rounded corners, so I have to be more selective on what designs I put in there. Like this one was perfect, it's curved, it's perfect, but some of them, like this one that has the name further out in the corner, don't work as well on that. So I'm kind of selective on what I use in them, so that way I don't have to reduce the size of the actual design itself. But I have everything pretty much prepped, it's ready to go. This will get me all the shirts done. They probably won't all be done before I have to leave at like between 8 and, well, around 8:30. So, but they're mostly done because I'll just have the 25 jackets, a bunny, and then whatever of these are remaining. So just to recap, while I was gone, it's like 11:30. I came home. This one unthreaded itself while I was gone, so I'm gonna get that one rethreaded, and it should have, let's see, like 20 minutes left to go with the name. This one's finished and all set. And oh, this one. Y'all, I forgot to set the colors correctly, so he's got red ears. I noticed that right as I was walking out the door. I didn't have time to fix it then. So I just stopped it so it wouldn't do the other like light pink details in red instead of pink. So I just paused it, and I need to go and I guess rip out those stitches and redo that step, because it's supposed to have like a real, even though it's a boy one, it's like a real pale pink there and on the mouth. Definitely not red though. So doing pretty good. It's just before noon now. We're finally back from our appointment and all the things. So I'm going to get this machine going with this last sketch design. And then I'm done with shirts. And I'm going to move on. I'll have one bunny to do. You can see that just sitting over there on my counter. And then I have jackets to do. I still think I have like, I think there's maybe 24 in a name or 25 in a name. I don't know. But quite a few. It's going to take me all afternoon. They're not all going to ship today, but hopefully we'll at least get them all finished. So I'm going to show you real quick. This is not going to be a full tutorial, but just a little bit of how I do Easter bunnies since I'm doing one. I do plan on doing a video on this hopefully very soon, hopefully by the time you guys see this. But so normally what I used to do is I used to just pin the bunny's ear down. You saw me do that earlier. Put the water soluble on it. Yes, I stitched to the bunny ear. Yes, I know that's controversial. If you have a different opinion, that's great. You can unstitch them. I don't. I'm struggling with this name because I like to make them as big as possible. With the P down here, like I want to make sure it's centered. So I did go ahead and print it off in Silhouette Pro. It prints it off to scale. And what I'm going to do is put that on here until I get it over to the machine so I make sure it's straight. And on top of that, I am going to, I'm just going to tape it on top of my water soluble, to be honest with you, for now, because I'm going to obviously have to take this off before we stitch. So I'm just going to tape it on there real quick. I'm going to use my little snowman stickers. Again, this is not a function on every Brother or Baby Lock machine, but the 10 needles and some select like upper level single needle machines comes with the snowman feature. I've done a video on this before. I've not used these for bunnies in the past, but I should. Especially now that I know what I'm doing with it. So I'm just lining the crosshairs up. I'll link that video where I showed like in detail how I did some book bags using these and how helpful it was and how it works. So I'm going to put that name on the ear. I know it's going to stitch. It's not going to stitch off the edge of the ear. It's centered. It's even. We should be good to go. And then I know that it's going to rotate it correctly for me because I tried this on the machine and it was wasting way too much time trying to get it just perfectly centered and aligned and everything. And I'm like, why am I doing this? Work smarter, guys. If you have this feature, use it. It's so easy. You can print your own stickers and you can use, if you have PE Design, I think you can just print off the actual image itself with this already in it. I have it. I don't use it. I don't even think it's not even loaded on my new laptop. So I'm just going to go ahead and use the stickers since I already have them. And this is like all I use it for. So I'm going to bring this over to my tin needle. I did this year get brave and get my table out that attaches to my tin needle machine. You can see that there. It just slides in, and I actually have one for each of my tin needles. I don't use them often, but for things like bunnies, so it's not hanging down, it's helpful. I usually do them on the counter so they sit, kind of hang down, and the weight of the counter kind of balances them. But these bunnies are a little bit smaller, so they don't necessarily sit, they still just kind of hang there. So I'm going to go ahead and put that on there. Like I said, I have a full tutorial if you want to see like how to use the function on the machine itself. I'm going to go ahead and put that in. And let's see. I had tried to use the scanning feature. I know you can't see this on my machine. There's a camera scan feature to try to line it up with that. That's how I've done it in the past with the 10 needle. I was still really struggling, like I said, just to get it just right. So what we're going to do is use the snowman. I'm going to click End Edit, back to the center, and I'm going to click my snowman. It's going to scan just the center portion. Okay. It's going to go and look for that snowman. It's recognized it and it's like fine tuning it right now, like just barely rotating it. Okay. And it rotated it, actually, whoa, wrong way. It rotated it the wrong way. Go back. Just about a degree. Well, about 4 degrees actually. Wow. I was pretty off on placement there. So let's go ahead and take that off. I want to leave my water soluble stabilizer there. What I do is I keep a water bottle here. You saw me use that with the iron earlier. I just take like literally a little dot of it and put it on the back side of the water soluble stabilizer, and then and then push it down on the tearaway and it sticks. So fun tip for that. And I have a whole video dedicated to this, so I didn't walk you through that exactly. And I'm planning on also doing a full bunny tutorial. I buy these wholesale, but Walmart, any of your dollar stores, there's multiple like blanks companies that sell them in smaller quantities. Those are all good resources to find your bunnies. And it pretty much came out perfect. So all I have to do is remove the water soluble off the top. I'm going to trim up, it caught a little bit of the like tail there. And then I just make sure to pull all the tearaway off the back. Yes, they see the back of the stitching is what it is. If that bothers you, you can take them apart. I don't do that, and that I factor that into my cost. I do sell them a little cheaper just because I'm not taking the time to take them apart. And it's good to go. So bunnies are hopping out of here quickly this year. I'm actually doing quite a few, as well as baskets. So look for a video, if there's not already been one up, about specifically stitching on and through bunny ears. was first check my bobbin, make sure it was clean, because as you can see, I'm getting almost no bobbin thread on the back. I actually noticed that on a couple of the shirts I did earlier. I didn't look at them because I wasn't trimming them as I went. But now that I'm trimming them up and going, I'm noticing there was not much bobbin thread showing on the ones that were done on that machine. This one over here on the stand. And I also noticed when I had just changed the bobbin that it felt a little tight. So the first thing I always recommend is to make sure you clean out there's like a little flap here where you pull the thread through the tail, bobbin tail. Clean under there. A business card, just a piece of paper, whatever. If you have laying around. I mean, I use these. Just the corner of my sticker sheet, literally whatever. Tearaway stabilizer, anything that'll slide under there. Teeny tiniest little bit of lint or dust can really affect that. Always do that first. I don't recommend changing bobbin tension until you've tried everything else. But I could feel just from experience, it was too tight. So I went and found, I broke my little screwdriver that I keep here in my office, so I need to get a new one. I have a Phillips head, but I don't have a flat. So that's what I needed. I went and I stole one from my husband's toolbox. And I put it back though. I just adjusted this left or loose by about 1/8 of a turn, not even a quarter. Teeny tiny adjustments on bobbin tension if you do touch it. Teeny tiny, make a huge difference. And now just from, like I said, experience, feels much better. So I'm going to go ahead and stitch out a couple more things, make sure it looks okay. If you're very uncertain, you're going to want to run a tension test on it. That's a built-in design within the machine. This wasn't actually causing stitch issues yet, but it could. So I'm going to go ahead and fix it right now. And then just make sure that fixes the issue. And if it doesn't, then I'll go from there. This should fix it though. Like I said, it just feels better. I noticed that the last couple times I put the bobbin in that it was a little snug, but after seeing how it looked, I knew it needed adjusted again. All right, so quick update. It is now 2:30. The last like 10 or 15 minutes that I have not shown, I kind of switched my focus. I need to get what I have done, trimmed, folded, packaged, all the shirts, heat and tender touched, or the stitch cover applied, heat pressed on. I like doing that on all of my kids' shirts, just so it covers the stitches, and it just kind of gives it a nice crisp finish and fold just by heat pressing them. So even if you don't put the cover stitch on it, I still like the heat press look. So, and it just makes sure on appliques that if I haven't pre-pressed it down, it just adheres that to the shirt with the heat and bond light on the back of the fabric to the shirt. All right, so I'm going to start these two machines. I have them paused so you can hear me. I have 3 more jackets I need to trim. I'd like to get these 2 done to ship today as well. Like I said, it's already 2:30. I need to be leaving in a half an hour, so probably not happening. But I'm prioritizing at this point. The older orders, I'm going to go ahead and package first, then work my way towards the stuff that's supposed to ship today, because I was running behind this week. I don't like that. I don't like to admit it, but I was. Just lots of things. My orders have like skyrocketed this week and last week in March. Why? I don't know. Just about the time I'm starting to want to slow down pregnancy-wise, because I'm over 30 weeks now. I'm starting to want to slow down. I don't have as much energy, getting big, as you can see. Now orders are taking off. Who knows? That just figures. But I'm going to go ahead and package these. Get the, like I said, the older ones shipped first. And then the ones that are supposed to go out today, the last of them. I think I still have, I don't know, 10, 15. I didn't count. I will get those finished when I get back from the post office, and then they will have to actually be dropped off tomorrow or picked up by the mailman, one or the other. So they'll be done today, hopefully, but shipped tomorrow. So I'm going to go ahead and do that real quick, and I'll catch up with you guys after the post office, because I know I'll be running out the door late. Okay, so it is now 3:40. I just got back from the post office. I actually took like a 10-minute break when I got back, because I'll be honest, I'm exhausted and definitely feeling it today, with working all day and being on my feet and just pushing to try to get the orders out. It'll take me a couple days probably to recuperate from this. That's kind of the bad cycle I've got in. Every time I work for very long, then it takes me a couple days to recuperate, and then I'm behind again and have to do it all over. So, I am resting as I need to. Please don't be concerned. I've had people message me. I rest as I need to. But hopefully I'll be working for about another month. Hoping to shut down, or at least start seriously limiting orders. Probably mid-April. I'll be about 34 to 36 weeks then. We'll see how I'm feeling and go from there. And I'll probably keep my kids shop, applique shop open, as I don't get a lot of orders through there, especially after Easter. I don't foresee a lot of orders through there. Probably start taking jackets out of my shop, then maybe try to push some sublimation stuff at that point, just stuff I can do more resting, sitting, faster. It's not as fast-paced as running all 3 machines. We'll see. It'll probably be closer to that date when you're seeing this video, because, you know, I'm behind on editing too, like usual. I don't know. We'll see. Right now, like I mentioned earlier, orders have just went through the roof all of a sudden in March. I'm not complaining. I'm very thankful, but timing, it's like, where were these orders in January and February when I was slow in the winter? And then now that I'm like over 30 weeks pregnant, suddenly I'm bombarded. I already have well over 50 orders to do next week. I'm really going to try hard next week. I have an appointment Monday, so that kind of puts Monday out. So I'll probably work a little on Sunday to make up for that. I don't usually work Sundays. That's kind of my one full day off. But I'm probably going to work Sunday a little bit in the afternoon, like during nap time, just to get myself a little bit, just basically so I'm not starting the week behind. Since I do have an appointment on Monday. And then, let's see, just spread everything out as much as possible throughout the week so I'm not having these marathon days at the end of the week that take me days to recuperate from. That makes it a little bit more manageable, but of course, you know, life throws you curveballs and something always comes up and ruins those plans, or you just have a day you don't feel good and then you get behind. Very easy to do right now. So I'm going to try really hard this week to just stay on task, not get behind, because I know, like I said, I've got over 50 orders. I'm pretty sure there's over 70 jackets because there's several orders that had multiple. That's a lot for me in 1 week, especially right now. Yeah, so we'll see. But I'm going to go ahead and get the rest of these going. I just hooped this one up for the name. This one's all done. Honestly, what I'm going to do now is I'm just going to focus on getting these stitched and the last few of the shirts heat pressed, and then I will worry about trimming and packaging either later this evening, sitting down upstairs watching TV, or first thing tomorrow morning, since I will be up early anyways because I don't sleep well. But let's go ahead and get back to work. bit later now, and it's almost 5 o'clock. I am just about done. I just showed you what I have left to do. Plus a name on one of the ones I'm stitching now, but that one's done, ready to reload. I'm just sitting here watching some YouTube, listening to it on my Bluetooth speakers. I just watched Angela's like day in the life running all her massive businesses, and then I'm watching Alicia, the So Crafty teacher, and her amazing room tour. Goals on organization right there. I wish I had the room to have different stations set up, but mass chaos here. So maybe one of those days I'll get my room finished and be organized like her. Goals. Hey guys, so it is 5:15. I've finally finished with all the things. Shirts are thankfully already done, pressed, just need packaged. Same with the bunny. Jackets I'm gonna have to work on later, but right now, honestly, I'm gonna go sit on the couch in the recliner with my heating pad and my feet up. I'm gonna take it easy the rest of the night, trim these maybe later tonight, otherwise in the morning, and get them all out tomorrow, packaged. Finish just in time for UPS to drop off next week's stuff. And y'all, that's like not even half of it. I'm already at about 60 orders for next week after I just counted them, plus some local stuff. So it's gonna be a busy one. I know about this time last year was when I had like over 100 orders, but I had a 2-week production time. So I'm kind of in a similar situation right now. Y'all, I'm scared. But thanks so much for watching, and I will see you guys next time. We would love to have you like and subscribe to the video, and bye!